Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Grand Cat and today we are looking at the watch party. So it says come chat with fans and collect rewards just for hanging out. If you want to flex your insight, use your cards you've collected to lock in your picks to the big winners. Don't miss your chance. Picks need to be locked in before the show starts. If your predictions are correct, you'll earn even more rewards. Kick off your shoes, log into WWE Supercards and settle in for the watch party. So presumably this is for the upcoming Extreme Rules. So we're going to take a quick look and see where that is. Okay, well, let's get our reward mania. Great, we got some sweatbands. This is not helpful. Although this is the one that we really want to win. We want to try and get ourselves a second Chucky. And once this resets in 4.5 hours, we'll be able to get the last ticket we need in order to get our own Chucky ourselves. So let's look at the watch party for Extreme Rules and see what's actually in here. And I'll see if I can give you some insight as to what I think is going to happen. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the watch party. It's a place where you can get together with WWE fans and watch the big event. Just by being here, you can earn packs while the featured event is going down. Chat with other fans in the watch party. Hello everyone, yes, hello. Play Supercard Pick'em to show everyone how well you know the WWE before the feature event starts. Make sure you get your picks in. Okay, right, well, that is absolute nonsense. Oh my goodness. Let's just say hello, peoples. And that immediately just gets lost in the shuffle there. Okay, on to predictions. Oh my goodness, is that just going to keep up all the way? Who do you think will win the featured event? Don't miss out the slots. Lock in the event when it begins. So make sure that your picks are in before then. Okay. You'll earn rewards just by hanging out. If you predicted correctly, your pick and reward will be sent to your mailbox the day after the event. Okay, so these rewards are hideous. So, what is it we have to try and predict now? Only the main event of Extreme Rules. So it doesn't seem to care about the rest of Extreme Rules. Is that correct? Let's try looking at this question mark. You can change your picks up until the event begins, but after that your slots will be locked. You'll earn points for superstars that had a win at the event. Oh, okay. So you only want to pick superstars that are going to win. Right. Well, in that case, we need to know what the matchups for Extreme Rules are. So let me just bring that up on Google. Extreme Rules card 2022. Okay, so let's see what the matchup is, and then we'll try to decide who is actually going to be the winners. Okay, here's the Bleacher Report. Okay, that's really long. Is there not just a wiki? Just give me the wiki version. Oh my goodness. Please bear with me just a second here, folks. Extreme Rules 2022 Wikia. Storylines. Okay, so there is 6 matches. There's 6 matches booked. So there's the Extreme Rules match for the Women's SmackDown Championship, which is Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. Then we have the Fight Pit, which is Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins. We've got Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a strap match. We have Bianca Belair versus Bayley in a ladder match for the Raw Women's Championship. And we have Edge versus Finn Balor in an I Quit match. And then finally we have the Brawling Brutes, which is Sheamus, Ridge Holland and Butch against Imperium, which is Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vici, which I am still getting used to that name. So let's click back on Watch Party and we'll go into predictions. I'm just going to minimise the sound because that is ridiculous, just constant woos. So, Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey in an Extreme Rules match. I think I'm going to go with Ronda Rousey, if I'm honest with you. I think Ronda's got a better chance of regaining the championship. I don't think Liv Morgan's done enough with the title. I think she was better in the chase for the championship than she is actually holding the title. And if she beats Ronda Rousey in an Extreme Rules match, where does she go after that? Like, who is the next opponent and what does Ronda Rousey do? I think Ronda Rousey's back, and I think so long as she's back, she's probably going to be holding the title. The only way I can see it changing is if maybe Charlotte makes a return. So I'm going to add the first card. I'm going to look for females. And I'm going to put in Ronda Rousey. So the rarity and the level of the card will determine how many points you can earn if that superstar wins. You'll get points for every correct pick. You'll be rewarded based on how well you did compared to everyone else that played. Watch Party will end, and the final scores will be calculated on the next work day after the event. Okay. So, and I can change that? Okay. Interesting. So, I think Ronda Rousey is going to beat Liv Morgan. Matt Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. I think this has been going on for a bit too long now. And I think that this is maybe the finale of Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins. So I think it's possibly going to be Matt Riddle that is the one that's going to pick up the win. So let's see here. Oh my goodness. Well, I've got an Arcane Seth Rollins, but where is... Do we even have a Matt Riddle? I'm sure I do. There we go. So that would give me 3,385 points. But let's just see, if Seth Rollins were to win, how many points would that give me? 3,550. But would Seth Rollins win in a Fight Pit match? I think this is maybe Matt Riddle's time to get the victory and to close off this feud, and then for them to move on to different things. So I'm going to put Matt Riddle down as the winner of this. Then we've got Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a strap match. It's Karrion Kross's first big match in a while, and unfortunately Drew McIntyre tends to lose big pay-per-view matches, and I think this won't be any different. I can actually see Karrion Kross winning with the cross jacket using the strap. I can see that being the actual finish to the match. However, I don't think I have a good Karrion Kross. I know I've got a good Drew McIntyre right here, but do I even have a good Karrion Kross is the question. I might just have to put in Drew McIntyre on the basis that I don't have a Karrion Kross. Which is crazy. Yep, I am not seeing any Karrion Krosses here. I know that there was the event Karrion Kross that I missed out on. Okay, and then we're right down into the crappy tiers of things. Oh my goodness, do we not have a carrying cross at all? Like, look how far back we're going here. We've got the gobbledygooker now. Oh my goodness, we went that far back. There's Adam Cole. You think Adam Cole is randomly going to show up? Mr. T. Look how far back this is. And there hasn't been a carrying cross yet. Maybe there just wasn't a carrying cross event, and maybe I've just not kept him this entire time. We've got Christian in there. Got Doink. Oh my goodness, how far back does this go? Okay, well, we're down to 720 points, so I think at this point, even if there was a carrying cross anywhere among here, I think we would find an Aleister Black before we find a carrying cross, if I'm honest with you. But I think we are unfortunately just going to have to go with Drew McIntyre. Yeah, no, we went through everyone and he wasn't there. So we're just going to have to hope that Big Drew actually wins instead. Bianca Belair versus Bayley. I think this is Bayley's time to pick up the title. I think the stuff she's doing with Damage Control and the fact that Dakota Kai and Io Sky have the tag titles, I could see Bayley picking up the women's title and them doing a female version of the Bloodline. So I am 100% behind Bayley winning that match. Edge versus Finn Balor in an I Quit match. I think Finn Balor wins. I don't think it's Judgment Day's time to lose. And I can also see AJ Styles coming out and AJ Styles turning on Edge. So I think that it's going to be Finn Balor that is the one that is going to pick up the victory here. So surely we have a Finn Balor somewhere. Oh my goodness, we've got an Edge, but the thing is, it doesn't do anything for Edge to win, whereas Finn Balor, oh there we go, okay, so we've got Valhalla Finn Balor. Oh, I was hoping that would be something a little bit better than that. It's only 2,895 points. Let's take a look and see what Edge would give us instead of Finn Balor. Just make sure that didn't accidentally go past a Finn Balor that I might have missed. So Edge, if he wins, would give us 3,250 by this one here, but Finn Balor would give us 2,895, and I really think Finn Balor is going to beat, because I mean, Finn Balor has the Judgment Day, Damon Priest, Dominic Mysterio, Rhea Ripley. I could see Rey Mysterio coming down and maybe, fighting some of them off and, like Dominic Mysterio getting in the way and then them two not wanting to fight. But I can certainly see AJ Styles joining Judgment Day. I could see that being a thing. So, I'm not sure. And then lastly we have the the 6-man tag match in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, which is the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium. And this, of course, comes from Sheamus versus Gunther. And I really think that I don't see Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes winning this one. I think Gunther is going to continue to look strong, and I think Gunther is going to be the one that picks up the win in this one. So I think it's probably going to be Gunther, which is a real shame because we've got a pro Sheamus here that would be worth 3,875. But how are we looking for Gunther or any of his squad? We have Ludwig Kaiser. And we have Giovanni Vici. And we have a Gunther as well. The thing is, these ones might have more points than other ones. So I'm going to swap out my Finn Balor here. And I am going to put in... I'm going to put in Giovanni Vici as well, because he's worth 3,550 if he wins instead. And I think Karrion Kross is going to beat Drew McIntyre. I think Matt Riddle beats Seth Rollins. The thing is, if I'm wrong, we lose a lot of points. But if I'm right, then these are the ones that are going to win. It's unfortunate I don't have a better Finn Balor, because I think Finn Balor is going to win. I think if Bayley doesn't beat Bianca Belair here, then Bayley beats Bianca Belair at Survivor Series. But I think Survivor Series is going to be Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka versus Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, and maybe each of them have an additional female on their team, to make it 4 versus 4 rather than 3 versus 3. I'm just trying to think of Survivor Series matchups, and obviously in a big team matchup, with Survivor Series, the title wouldn't be on the line, and I think it makes more sense for Bayley and her squad to have all of the titles. I think that makes more sense going forward. I could also see Bayley cheating in a ladder match, where Bianca Belair's got the thing won and Bayley does something else or cheats in some way to run up there and steal it. I'm also kind of expecting The Fiend to show up, because there's been a lot of hints for that. But in what match does he show up is the question. The only one that really makes sense is Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross, isn't it? Which means that it's more likely for Karrion Kross to win. Not unless McIntyre beats Karrion Kross and then The Fiend comes out and that sets up the new feud, McIntyre versus The Fiend. Possibly. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just hopeful thing, because I want Drew McIntyre to win because we've got the points here. It's there's a lot of questions. I'm assuming that let me just check here, that it's the one that wins and not the one that picks up the pinfall, right? Because surely, because I think Gunther is going to be the one that picks up the pinfall, and I could also see Gunther pinning Ridge Holland. Because Ridge Holland tends to be the one that takes the pinfall out of Butch and Sheamus, out of their squad. And unless the 6-man tag match is elimination, which I doubt, and even if it is elimination, I could see all 3 members of Imperium being against Sheamus by himself, and I could see Sheamus kicking Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni's head off, and then Gunther walking in, with the big EX chop, and then maybe a powerbomb to finish him off. But I think either way, Imperium does win that. I don't see Imperium losing as a team, and I can absolutely see the Brawling Brutes losing as a team. The Edge versus Finn Balor, it doesn't make sense for Edge to win. Not unless Finn Balor's going to leave the Judgment Day, which I don't see happening, because I think if Finn Balor lost, he'd be kicked out of the Judgment Day. I think it's Finn Balor that's going to pick up the win here, because Edge is kind of just treading water at the moment. He's not really doing anything in terms of big storylines. They're more focusing on Rey Mysterio versus Dominic. Bianca Belair versus Bayley. Bayley has to win. That's the one that I'm most certain on. Like, if Bayley doesn't win, I'd be shocked, because I don't know at what point Bianca Belair drops the title if she doesn't. Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross. I'm so certain that Karrion Kross is going to win, but we don't have a good Karrion Kross. I could swap out Drew McIntyre with Gunther, but then I'm relying on half of my picks to be down to Gunther winning. Now I'd like to try and split up the bets as much as possible, if that makes more sense to me. And then we've got Matt Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. I think Matt Riddle has to win. I mean, it's the Fight Pit match. Matt Riddle's, a professional MMA guy. He's a world champion in kickboxing, I want to say. Is it kickboxing? He's a world champion in something. Or is it jiu-jitsu? Yeah, I think he's a world champion in jiu-jitsu. And it doesn't make sense for Seth Rollins to win that match. I think this is the blow-off match. I think this is the finale between Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins, finally, being done with one another. And then Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. I think the entire show is all based on putting the belt back on Ronda Rousey, taking it off of Liv Morgan. I think they ran a test run with Liv Morgan. She hasn't looked strong as a champion. She barely won against Ronda Rousey. She tapped out while she pinned Ronda. She barely won against oh my goodness, what's her name? Ronda's friend, also MMA fighter. Oh my god, what is her name? Shayna Baszler. Liv Morgan barely beat Shayna Baszler. And now they're doing Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey in an Extreme Rules match. And I just don't see Ronda Rousey losing. I don't see her taking a pinfall. I don't see her tapping out. Not in an Extreme Rules match. Or not unless Liv Morgan turns heel and she gets a lot of backup. Possibly if that happens. And maybe if they switch, maybe they make Ronda face instead. That's a possibility, but I don't know. I am skeptical. Well, actually, the next pay-per-view is Crown Jewel before we get Survivor Series, so maybe they could be leading up to a rematch of Crown Jewel, but Crown Jewel is going to be in Saudi Arabia, and women's matches are kind of strange in Saudi Arabia. They are not exactly like they are in America for obvious reasons. For political reasons as much as anything else. No, okay, I'm going to lock that in. Those are the ones I'm going for. So those are my predictions. So if you want to try and follow me, that's what I'm going for. I think Ronda Rousey beats Liv Morgan. I think Matt Riddle beats Seth Rollins. I think Karrion Kross beats Drew McIntyre, but don't have a good Karrion Kross. I think Bianca Belair beats... I think Bayley beats Bianca Belair. Sorry, I think Bianca Belair loses her title. I can see Finn Balor beating Edge. I don't think there's a good reason for Edge to win that match. And the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium, I think they're just going to make Imperium look strong, and Imperium are going to pick up the victory. So those are my predictions. We'll see if they come true. If they do, then fantastic. And if they don't, well, then it doesn't look like we're losing a tremendous amount. So what we want to try and be in is in this top area here to get a chance at getting an Arcane card. But if we're anywhere lower, then the maximum that you can get is a Ronin card, which is kind of crappy. And my goodness, look at the lag on this. I think the lag must be coming from all the chats in the watch party. So can put the volume back up a little bit once again, now that that's over with. But that is going to be the end of this video, folks. I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, please give us a like, share and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so you can see when more of these videos go up. And we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.